You've been here before, haven't you? Standing at the edge of something you can't quite name, something you can't fully see, but you can feel it, deep in your chest. It's like you're right on the verge of stepping off a cliff, but this time, something has shifted. You're not afraid of falling anymore. You're afraid of what it would mean if you chose not to jump. Let that sink in for a moment, because that feeling you're experiencing right now, that tension, that pull, that quiet urgency, that's not fear of the unknown. That's awareness. That's your inner self realizing that staying where you are has become more dangerous than whatever lies ahead. And when that realization hits, when what once felt safe starts to feel suffocating, you've entered a very specific phase. A phase most people don't talk about. A phase that doesn't just change your circumstances, it rewrites your entire identity. The phase after which your life won't look the same. And more importantly, you won't be the same person living it. If these words are landing right now, you're not approaching it. You're already inside it. Here's the truth no one prepares you for. Transformation doesn't come with clarity. It doesn't give you a heads up. It doesn't arrive with instructions. There's no guidebook, no step-by-step plan. Instead, it begins quietly, with a discomfort you can't explain to anyone. One day, you wake up, and everything around you looks the same. But something feels different. The life you built, the life you worked for, the life you once felt proud of, starts to feel unfamiliar. Like something doesn't sit right anymore. Like you've been wearing something that used to fit perfectly, but now feels tight, restrictive, out of place. And the confusing part? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not broken, it's not falling apart. It's just no longer aligned with who you're becoming. And no matter how hard you try to adjust, to fix it, justify it, or hold on to it, your system resists. Your energy dips, your body tenses, your enthusiasm fades. It's like something within you is quietly saying, this isn't it anymore. You've felt that, haven't you? That subtle discomfort in conversations that used to flow effortlessly, that draining sensation in environments that once energized you, that strange moment where you pause, look around at your own life, and feel disconnected from it, as if you're observing your life instead of living it. Let's make something clear. That feeling, it's not weakness, it's not failure, and it's not necessarily something wrong with you. It's a signal, a transition point, the beginning of the end, of an old version of you. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but it has to be. Because if it felt easy, you would stay exactly where you are. You would settle into familiarity. You would convince yourself this is good enough. You would silence that inner voice. But now, you can't, because something deeper has woken up. And once it wakes up, it doesn't go back to sleep. You may have noticed things shifting lately, without your control. Connections that once felt meaningful, now feel distant or empty. Goals that once drove you, no longer excite you. Habits you repeated for years, just fall away. Not because you forced discipline, but because they no longer belong to who you are becoming. And that's the part most people misunderstand. Growth isn't always a decision. Sometimes, it's an inevitability. You don't consciously decide to outgrow everything. It just happens, slowly, quietly, until one day it becomes undeniable, like shedding an old layer of skin, not because you chose to, but because you simply can't carry it anymore. And the fear you feel in this phase, it's not really about loss. It's about uncertainty. It's about standing in the middle, with no clear view of what's ahead. But here's what you need to hold on to. This is important. What feels like emptiness is actually space. Intentional space. Necessary space. Space that's being created for something new. And if you rush to fill it, just to escape the discomfort, you risk replacing something misaligned with something equally misaligned. Because what's coming next requires room. It requires openness. It requires you to loosen your grip on everything that used to define you. Look at your recent choices. They might not make sense to anyone else. You've walked away from things that looked perfect on paper. You've said no to opportunities you once would have chased without hesitation. You've distanced yourself from people others thought you'd always keep close. And when you try to explain it, there are no clear words, no logical breakdown, just a feeling, a knowing. And that knowing, it's powerful, it's steady. It doesn't shout, it whispers. Not this, not anymore. There's more for you than this. That voice you've been hearing, it's not confusion. It only feels unfamiliar because you've spent so long ignoring it. But now, it's getting louder, clearer, more impossible to silence, because that voice is clarity, finally breaking through years, maybe even a lifetime, of conditioning, all the expectations you absorbed, all the rules you followed without questioning, all the paths you walked, simply because they were laid out for you. For so long, your decisions weren't entirely yours. They were shaped by what others expected, what seemed logical, what looked good from the outside, what felt safe enough to avoid risk and avoid judgment. And for a while, that worked. Or at least, it felt like it did, until it didn't, because now something has shifted. Something deeper inside you has awakened, and it's pulling you in a different direction. Not louder, not aggressive, but undeniable. You're no longer operating from fear. You're no longer moving just to meet expectations. You're moving from something real, something grounded, something that feels true. And truth doesn't argue. It doesn't try to convince anyone. It doesn't bend itself to fit into someone else's understanding. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't ask to be accepted. It simply exists, steady, quiet, unshakable. And for the first time in your life, you're not running from it, you're not questioning it, you're allowing it to lead. And maybe that's why everything feels so different now, even time itself. Have you noticed? Days don't feel the same. They pass quickly, but not in that dull, repetitive way. It's more like everything is shifting beneath the surface, like you're moving through something invisible, something you can't quite explain, but you can feel. It's like you're standing between two worlds. One part of you still connected to your past, your habits, your identity, your old way of thinking, and another part of you already leaning into something new, something not fully formed yet, but already calling you forward. You're in between, not who you used to be, not fully who you're becoming, just here, in the middle. And yes, this space is uncomfortable. It's uncertain. It can feel isolating at times, like nothing quite fits anymore, like you don't fully belong to your old life, but haven't arrived in your new one either. But don't mistake that discomfort for something negative, because this space, this in-between, this is where everything changes. This is where the transformation actually happens. This is where the old version of you dissolves, and the new version begins to take shape, quietly, slowly, without needing to announce itself. And here's what matters most right now. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to rush clarity. You don't need to figure everything out overnight. Because this phase isn't about control. It's about allowance. It's about trust. It's about letting go of the need to understand everything immediately. Your only role right now is to stay open, to stay present, to move with what's unfolding instead of fighting against it. Because what feels like things falling apart is actually everything rearranging itself in ways you can't yet see, in ways that don't yet make sense, but in ways that are necessary. You cannot walk into a new life while holding tightly onto an old identity. It's impossible. At some point, something has to be released. Something has to end. Not because it failed, but because it fulfilled its purpose. And endings, they're not punishments. They're transitions. They're invitations. They're the space-making process for what comes next. Even now, even if you can't see it, something is being built, behind the scenes, in silence, piece by piece, moment by moment, decision by decision. And when this phase completes, you won't just notice external changes. You'll feel the shift within yourself, a different way of thinking, a different way of responding, a different standard for what you accept and what you don't. The version of you that comes out of this, they won't tolerate what you used to tolerate. They won't settle in places that feel misaligned. They won't shrink just to be accepted. They won't abandon themselves to keep others comfortable, because they've learned, they've seen, they've felt the cost of living out of alignment, and they're not going back. That version of you, they don't perform, they don't pretend, they don't chase approval or validation. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. They simply exist as they are, fully, openly, honestly, unapologetically. And the life that meets that version of you, it won't feel forced. It won't feel draining. It won't feel like something you have to constantly question. It will feel aligned, natural, effortless in a way that doesn't mean easy, but means right. At first, You might not even recognize it, and that can feel strange, almost unsettling, because you'll look at your life and something about it will feel different, but you won't be able to explain exactly what changed. Not because it's unfamiliar, but because, for the first time, it actually reflects you, the real you, the version of you that was always there, quietly waiting beneath the surface, beneath the expectations you learned to carry, beneath the fears that shaped your decisions, beneath the roles you played just to belong, to be accepted, to be understood. For so long, you adapted, you adjusted, you became what was needed, what was expected, what felt safe. And somewhere along the way, you forgot what it felt like to simply be. But now, that version of you is rising, not forcefully, not all at once, but steadily, gently reclaiming space within you. And when your life begins to reflect that truth, it won't feel like something new. It will feel like something remembered. And suddenly, everything that came before this moment starts to make sense. Not in a loud, obvious way, but in a quiet, almost emotional realization. You'll begin to see your past differently, not as a series of mistakes, not as wasted time, not as wrong turns you wish you could undo, but as preparation, as training, as experiences that shaped you, stretched you, awakened you. Every setback, every confusion, every moment where you felt lost, they weren't detours. They were part of the path. They were necessary, because without them, you wouldn't be standing here now, aware, awake, ready. So if you're hearing this right now, take it as confirmation, not coincidence, not randomness, confirmation. You are not lost, even if it feels that way sometimes. You are not falling behind, even if it seems like others are moving faster. You are not broken, even if parts of you feel like they're coming apart. You are in transition, you are shifting, you are evolving into something deeper, something more aligned, something more real. You are becoming. And what feels like a breakdown? It's not destruction, it's expansion. It's your old structure giving way, so something stronger, truer, more aligned can take its place. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. And that difference? It changes everything, because breaking down feels like an end, but breaking open? That's a beginning, a powerful one, a necessary one. And right now, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan laid out in front of you. You don't need certainty about every step, because this phase was never about control. It was about trust, trusting the process, even when it feels messy, trusting the discomfort, even when it feels overwhelming, trusting the direction, even when you can't yet see where it leads, because clarity doesn't always come before movement. Sometimes, clarity comes because you moved. So instead of trying to solve everything, allow yourself to be in it, to experience it, to move through it, one moment at a time. And before you go any further, pause, just for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath. Let everything settle, even if just slightly. And say this, out loud, or quietly within yourself. I'm in the phase, and I trust what's unfolding. Don't just repeat it. Feel it. Let it land. Let it mean something. Because the moment you truly accept that is the moment resistance begins to dissolve. And when resistance fades, flow begins. Things start to align, not all at once, not perfectly, but naturally, effortlessly, in a way that feels guided. After this phase, your life will change. There's no doubt about that. But more importantly, you will. Your perspective will shift. Your standards will rise. Your energy will feel different. And the things that once confused you will no longer hold the same power. That's not something to fear. That's something to step into, fully, willingly. Because what's waiting for you on the other side of this isn't something outside of you. It's something that has been within you all along. So trust what's coming, even if you can't see it yet, even if it doesn't make sense yet, even if it feels uncertain, because it's already moving toward you. With every choice you make, with every step you take, with every moment you choose not to go back to who you used to be, quietly, steadily, unfolding in ways you may not yet understand, but will one day look back on and realize it was all leading you here, exactly as it was meant to.